So let's say you need to light 2 or more people in an interview style setup, and you need both of the people or all the people to look good from multiple camera angles, and you don't have a huge budget and unlimited resources. Then you have come to the right place. Or maybe not. This is just what I do in those situations. You can take it or leave it. So the 2 basic principles that I kind of stick to when I'm doing a setup is 1, always shoot into the shadow side of the subject, and 2, if your light source is soft enough, you can kind of put it wherever you want to and get away with it. So the setup I've been using a lot over the past year or so, as I've been doing a lot more multiple person interviews, is direct overhead lighting. So the 3 main reasons I've been doing this setup a lot is because 1, it looks really good, 2, it's really easy to set up, and then 3, you will have no light stands in frame if you do it right. So before I get into how I set it up, I want to show you guys some examples of some shoots I've had over the past couple years and how I have used direct overhead lighting in each of these. So here is the wide angle on the first example. Then let's take a look at the close-up. So I only had 2 camera angles on this one. I had a wide and then I had a tight on the person being interviewed. Now let's go to the opposite of that setup. Same light fixture actually. Here's the wide, much more dark and contrasty. It's also really warm. That's because there's a whole look that we were going for as a part of that project. We also had some neg set up. So we had some black drapes set up in front of them in the wide, just barely out of frame. So this is an example very similar to the last one, as we had 1 light and it was set up past the subject. So again, it was light, subjects, and then camera. 3 angles, so we got the wide and the tights on each one. No neg, no fill really, just 1 big giant fixture right above their heads pretty much. For the first setup, I was using the Intellatech Mega Light Cloth 2, and I had this on a impact boom arm, I believe, pretty heavy duty one. And so I had the C-stand like right beside the wide angle camera, and then I boomed in the Intellatech. The second setup was a little bit different. I had the same Intellatech, but I was using this 10-foot galvanized steel pipe set between 2 C-stands. And then it was mounted onto the pipe, and then the C-stands were pushed just past the 2 subjects. And then we just had to get creative moving around the C-stands to make sure they weren't in the background of the B and C camera angles. The last setup was the same as the second one, except instead of the Intellatech, we had an Aputure 300D Mark II with a 48-inch dome with no grid. For the first setup, you just need 1 C-stand and a boom arm, and then for the other 2 setups, you just need 2 C-stands and then some galvanized steel pipe from Home Depot, which goes for maybe $50. So other than that grip equipment, you really just need a big soft light source. So let's compare this to what the alternatives would be from doing direct overhead lighting, and that would be something like a cross key. I see a lot of people do that, and that's where you have, 2 lights with soft domes and grids installed, and then you have them facing in opposite directions. You definitely can get good results with that. I think it's tough when you have a wide angle that includes multiple subjects, because then what are you going to do about the light stands? You'll definitely be seeing those unless you have a way to mount them from the ceiling, which I know that some people do. But again, what we're talking about is kind of a smaller run and gun setup. At a small scale, I think it's harder to pull off well. But nothing I've talked about so far is the best thing about this direct overhead lighting setup. The best part is that it works with an infinite number of people. That's a bit of a stretch, but you can pretty much just keep adding people, and as long as you keep making your light source bigger, it's going to cover everybody and it's going to look great. Here's my favorite example I've done recently. This was a 4-person podcast style discussion, and we had 2 Forza 300Bs with soft domes attached, but no grids, just the soft domes, and they were hanging from a steel rafter, and then we had an 8x8 scrim beneath those 2 lights. So as you can see, this direct overhead lighting is really a great solution for a lot of issues that come up when you're lighting multiple people. All right, Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time.